Prince Charles calls for military-style campaign to combat climate change. During his statement at the COP26 climate summit, the heir to the British throne warned the audience that world governments had no choice but to engage in a military-style campaign across an otherwise doomed globe. Prince Charles said in his opening statement to the climate summit in Glasgow on Monday that the world's countries must put themselves on a warlike footing to combat the looming climate problem. Climate change, he informed the assembled heavies, posed on a warlike footing than the COVID-19 pandemic. Recognizing that combating climate change will require trillions, not billions, he noted that some countries, many of them are burdened by rising debt levels, simply cannot afford to go green. The prince then recommended a solution that is popular among green-minded billionaires all around the world: trillions, not billions, carbon credits, which effectively allow companies to buy rights to emit a certain amount of carbon dioxide, have been the focus of climate change jet-setters for years, unlocking the value of nature's commons without requiring the emitters-in-chief to stop their environmentally unfriendly activities. The prince called for countries to come together to create the atmosphere that allows every sector of industry to take the action required, without explaining what that action would be, only that it must include a military-style campaign if it is to succeed. Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector. With trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP and with the greatest respect beyond even the governments of the world's leaders, it offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition. He told the crowd that the world's eyes and hopes are upon you because time has literally run out, presumably referring to the event organizers' claim that it would be one of the last chances to persuade world leaders to commit to carbon-cutting goals that would keep global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. That was the objective set in Paris in 2015, and it remains an absolute must for well-heeled environmentalists like the prince in order to the world's eyes and hopes are upon you. The summit was deemed important enough that Prince Charles and US President Joe Biden flew their less than sustainable private aircraft to Scotland for the event, which was hosted by UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The choice to have such a meeting in person during a global epidemic may have contributed to a number of cancellations on the conference's invitation list, as Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin both declined to attend. After stating last week that world leaders faced a dangerously small window to combat climate change, the prince called the meeting the last chance saloon to preserve the earth on Sunday. Predicting environmental catastrophe has become something of a hobby for the royal, who was also an early proponent of the World Economic Forum's Great Reset and its now ubiquitous Build Back Better slogan.